all things toys is Steve Paserb, Toy Industry Association CEO and President, and Dana Points, Parents Magazine Editor-in-Chief. Thank you both for being here. What are you seeing, Steve, as some of the hottest trends in the industry right now?
We're seeing innovation from end to end. So on the tech end, tech has gotten really cool, and the tech toys are innovative and fun in a way they never have before. As the piece said, games are hot, and games now interact much better with apps. So one of the cool ones out there right now is called Wethead, which is basically a water roulette game. But the cool thing is there's an app that lets you extend it. You can make it a trivia game, or you can add your own clues and your own way to take it further forward. But really that integration of tech and toys. So whether it's Slinky, which still sells well, or the coolest new tech toy across the toy industry, you're seeing a ton of innovation, which is helping to drive these sales.
But what about imagination, Dana? You both had mentioned something about props in a box.
Yeah,
or
we're
props
calling
in a bag.
it anti-screenplay, actually,
Okay,
because the idea is that there are these millennial parents who, even as they want their children to learn how to code and be totally tech-enabled, also want them to spend time without screens. So you have something like props in a box, where it's like two kind of disparate costumes, and they come with all the pieces, and the child can decide, you know, do I want to mix the pieces? Do I want to be a doctor? Do I want to be a fisherman, or whatever, and put these things together in an inventive way?
And things like Prop in the Box, kids are now making their own movies. They're filming them on a camera, and they're posting them on YouTube. So again, it's teaching them not just the imaginative skills, but all of the other skills one has in today's life.
And letting them come up with it on their own. What I find really interesting, too, is we're no longer saying, or not as much, that this is a boy's toy, this is a girl's toy. Amazon doesn't have those categories anymore.
Really
Target,
made that
too.
big decision to change its aisles. And open-ended play, which is what you're talking about, is really hot right now.
The way to think about this is toys are the instruments of play, and play is an essential part of childhood development. It teaches them social skills, spatial skills, negotiation in the case of something like Shopkins, where kids are trading them. So having your child play, and unstructured play in particular, is a really important part of developing a well-rounded child.
Let's talk about Shopkins for a minute, because I just had my Shopkins tutorial. This is, I have a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old, and Shopkins is completely new to me, because it's a relatively new company that's really taken off here through YouTube. It's not through a movie.
Parents
it's not
around the country are removing them from the vacuum cleaner. You know, I mean, it's a huge wave.
They're everywhere. Moose Toys, a small company from Australia, really hit on that, driven by YouTube, driven by the internet age. Kids love them. They love to collect them. They're now Shopkins clubs in schools where they get together, trade back and forth. So kids learn how to collect, so they have the patience to collect. They learn how to negotiate because they trade them back and forth. They learn organization, all those things that are fun. And they're just cool little toys. They're enjoyable, and they're a price point that families can afford.
And I think the market has awakened to the fact that this is really hot, and so you're going to see companies, Lego and Hasbro's Little Kingdom,
Mattel's
which
got
has
some
even
things out there.
Pieces, you know, and so everybody is aware that now if you have a product with like a $10 price point, people might buy lots of them, that they're collectible.
The one thing that I think there still needs to have some progress here, but we're getting there, is diversity in toys. I mean, I was really excited to see Melody, the new African-American doll from American Girl, coming out. Are we seeing more of that, and more for Latino boys and girls also? Companies
need to understand, and they are understanding, that their toys need to be a reflection of broader society. So the gender changes that you mentioned, the broadening of race and diversity in toys are a real important part. Barbie's a representative of that, and some of the other Disney lines.
The market of the future is really largely Latino.
Yeah, Mattel tapped into that with Barbie, a doll that looks like me. All right, that's the key thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Great to have you both here, and great to come up with new ideas for our children. So thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Now here's a look at what's making news as we head into a new week on The Money.